Hello and welcome to the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, where we are encouraging the everyday mom to pursue her dreams and discover her own greatness. Hey cool mamas, this is Sheilah and you are listening to episode 32 of the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. Hey girl, how are you? Well, I hope you're good. I hope you have been feeling good from the inside out. I hope last week was good to you. And as always, praying that this next week is just as good as the last. And if you're not feeling so good, I am praying that whatever relief you need, whatever peace that you need, that you will receive that very soon. So welcome back to episode 32. We are still continuing talking about stress awareness and how it plays a part in our lives as moms and how we can relieve that stress. The first episode in which we talked about stress awareness, we discussed the reflection questions that we can ask ourselves in order to get to the bottom of our stress and just get us to a place where we can understand where the stress is coming from and how we can relieve that stress as best as possible. So this week, I want to do something a little different. I want to rewind back to an IG Live that I did back on February 7th. And I really do believe that this live is directly connected to relieving stress and understanding your stress, and just doing what we can to give ourselves more ease and joy. In this IG Live, I discussed getting back to the basics. And what I mean by getting back to the basics is, what are those foundational things in your life that need a refresher, that need your attention, that you've gotten away from because of all of the hectic things that are going on in your life, from motherhood to work to marriage to just life in general. What are those foundational things that you need to look back at in order to get back to a place where you are more at peace? And I know that I discussed us talking about the questions that I posed to you guys, the reflection questions, earlier in this series for stress awareness. And I thought about it, I looked at the questions, and what I realized is I have plenty of episodes that are geared towards helping get to the bottom of those answers. The questions were, why am I stressed? Just did that episode last week. Next question, what brings me joy and ease? Am I doing enough of that? Next question was, are there boundaries that I haven't set yet that need to be set? Next question, are there small changes that can be made in my life that will give me some relief? And lastly, am I acknowledging how I am feeling today? There are several episodes within the Keep Your Cool Mama archive that I do believe will, give you some insight on how to start answering those questions. So instead of being repetitive, I thought maybe for those who aren't able to listen to my IG Lives when I do them on Monday morning, or those who just aren't following me on Instagram, just give you a sneak peek into this episode that I think was a really good one. And I think it would be very helpful to understanding what it means to get back to the basics. Now, I am giving just five tips in this IG Live. However, I want you to remember that this is just a start to get you to thinking, well, what does getting back to the basics mean to me? What does it mean for my life? Because I may post things in this IG Live that you are doing pretty well at. My point in saying get back to the basics is for you to take a closer look at the foundational things of your life that you have gotten away from that may be adding on to the stress that you have with things that you can't control. But remember, we're looking at the things that we can control. And with that, I think that getting back to the basics is what we can control. The simple things like, things where it comes to just your daily habits, or, how you're talking to yourself, how you're treating yourself, things of that nature. But I'm going to stop talking. We're going to go ahead and get into this IG Live. I hope that you enjoy it, and that you pull some things from this that you can use in your everyday life. And if you have heard this IG Live before, let's just consider it a refresher, because there may be things that you don't remember, because, hey, it was about 2 months ago, which is crazy that we're already into the 4th month of 2022. But I'm going to stop talking yet again and go ahead and get into this episode. I'll see you guys next week. The question, what does it mean to get back to the basics? I believe that it means focusing on the foundational areas of your life that just need a refresh, a restart, a do-over, and when these areas aren't flowing properly, you feel stressed, you feel overwhelmed, you feel disconnected. So we want to get back connected to ourselves and our lives, so that we can, be joyful and have the things that we deserve to have. So let's quickly review common functional areas. So the 5 I want to go over are home environment, sleep and rest, self-talk, mental/emotional health, and physical health. Now, those are 5 things that I believe are pivotal to our sanity, pivotal to just our lives flowing in the right direction. And when these things aren't flowing right, a lot of the times our lives will just feel out of sync. Something just doesn't feel right. I know for me, like, my emotions will be all over the place, or I'm snippy, or, it's just really hard to function, in all areas. So if there is something that I want to do for my life that'll help to move me forward, it's important to focus on these 5. Let's start with these 5, because of course there are many that we can focus on, but let's start with these 5. And with these 5, I feel like if we have these 5 going in the right direction and they're flowing properly in our lives, then we can move forward. So what creates a healthy home environment? Clean and organized, right? I know when my area is not functioning properly, like if there's a lot of clutter. I'm not naturally an organized person, but I know how to get organized. And I know that when I do the things that will help me to stay organized, it just, my mind just flows, and the creativity flows, and I feel calmer, less stressed. I just straightened up, actually more than straightened up. It took me about 3 or 4 hours. I organized my room, because that's my place. That's my place to be calm. That's my place to rest. It's the place where I'm in my room now, where I do lives. It's where I do my podcasting. So it's important for that area to be my sanctuary, in a sense. It's where I pray. It's where I read the Bible. It's all of those things. So it's important for me to make sure that my space is clear. So also schedules and systems.
This is really important when you're a mom, because when you're a mom, there are a lot of things going on at all times. I mean, sometimes we have one child, sometimes we have 2 to 5, whatever the case, we all need systems. So systems in place will be like making sure kids get to bed on time, making sure there's a timing for like homework when it needs to get done. So it doesn't feel like everything is just out of control, out of place, and we can't keep up, because we want to be able to keep up with our lives. One thing that I do is I set alarms for each thing that I know I'm going to need to do every day. Make sure the boys get their chores done. That alarm goes off at the same time every day. Make sure that I get my 7-year-old into the shower. Make sure he gets that done in time, because he's not as on time as his older brothers will be. So I have to make sure that we get him in at a good time, because when I don't, it affects my night and I don't have time to do what I want to do. So setting alarms has really helped me tremendously. So I recommend that. Delegation. This is important. Delegation is important because we have the tendency of doing it all because we feel like we can only do it the right way. And the reality is that's not true. If you have older children, put your older children to work. Give them chores. Make sure that they have their own alarm set so that they can do things when they're supposed to do it. Things of that nature. Delegate work so that it's not all on you. It shouldn't all be on you. That's too much to ask of one person. So when that is in line, delegation will give you a lot of time back. So let's try to make sure that we're doing that. And you just don't need to do it all. The reality of it is you don't need to. You may want to, but you don't need to do it all. And because what will happen is it will lead to burnout. And I just realized this weekend, I've been experiencing some form of burnout, which has caused me to sit down and take a look at the areas of my life where I need to calm down. I need to relax. What areas of my life needs to get back on track, because burnout leads to a whole lot of other problems that we just don't want for ourselves, right? Number 2. So we talked about home environment. Number 2 is sleep and rest. We talked about that last live. Get your sleep. It's no joke. Get your rest. Get 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night if you can. I believe if we do the delegation, if we make sure things are clean and organized as much as we can, because delegation falls into the clean and organized, because if you give your children chores, then you won't have to do everything, right? And then you have more time to get a bedtime routine together for yourself. I talked about this on one of my other podcasts where I have an off and on bedtime routine, meaning off and on, like some days is this, some days is that, but I've been trying to get into a very routine one. And as of right now, it's drinking tea, writing in my grateful journal. And I think that those things are important, to give yourself time to wind down so that you can get rest. And sometimes it's not just sleep. Sometimes it's rest, relaxation, right? So just take some time to just sit and be with yourself, so that you can get back in alignment with you, back in alignment with your life, and back in alignment with who God has created you to be. Number 3, self-talk. Affirm yourself daily. Talk nice to yourself. Don't talk about everything that you didn't get done and why you can never get anything done. Okay, if there are things that we need to change, there are things that we need to change, but we are not going to put ourselves down, because that's going to push us further away from the woman that we really want to be, the women that we really want to be. So talk to yourself kind, talk to yourself nice, get those affirmations together, speak them daily, fix your thoughts on good things, affirm yourself. Okay. Number 4, mental and emotional health. When this is out of line, a lot of things are out of line. So what I want you to do is, what I want to suggest is journal. Have some reflection time where it's just silence and you're just sitting there with your thoughts. It's harder than it sounds for me, but it works wonders. So do that. Therapy. Let's make sure we're getting those appointments in. So that we can talk and get those things out of our head, because when it stays inside, it doesn't move us forward. And setting healthy boundaries. I have a podcast on that as well. So go back and take a look at a lot of the different Keep Your Cool Mama episodes, because I talk a lot about all of these things that we're speaking of today. And number 5, lastly, this went fast, right? Physical health. Make sure you're taking care of your body. Exercise, eat healthy, and also your physical appearance. Because when you look good, you feel good. Look the way you want to feel on the inside too, right? Of course, we want to heal and be good from the inside out, but I think that as moms, sometimes we let ourselves go in a way where it starts to become, we don't realize it. So make sure that you're aware of those areas in which you are letting yourself go, and that you are taking, you're full aware of your physical appearance, because that can help as well when it comes to, that's getting back to the basics. And I know for me, physical health has been huge. It has helped me to move forward in my life in a major way. I've lost about almost 30 pounds, and I'm very proud of that. And it has given me the opportunity to believe in myself, believe that I can accomplish anything when I put my mind to it. And, going towards life in a, good morning, Danielle. Moving towards my goals and all of the things that I want to do with just with confidence, and taking the time to do that, to take care of my body and my mind, has been huge. So just to recap, we talked about getting back to the basics. And number 1 is taking care of our home environment. Number 2, getting sleep and rest. Number 3, self-talk. Number 4, mental and emotional health. Number 5, physical health. And you just be patient with yourself, because this is a process. And if you may not already be aware of the areas that you want to be stronger in, asking yourself pivotal questions will give you the opportunity to figure out what areas in your life you need to get back to the basics in. So I want to say that if you listen to my Keep Your Cool Mama episode called How to Audit Your Life, I talk about the different questions that it was from this article that I read that had life audit questions that you can ask yourself to figure out what areas of your life do you need to focus on, like which areas need your attention the most. So listen to that episode. It's a good one. And there are a lot of other ones that will help you to figure out how to get back to the basics. And just do a quick scan of your life. Start there, and you'll be all good. You'll be on your way to being healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, and going towards those dreams and goals that you deserve. Okay? I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next time, next Monday. Have a good week. Before I let you go, seriously, before I let you go, please subscribe and leave a review
with 5 stars if this podcast is inspiring you and helping you to grow. Let's spread the positivity so that we are visible to other mamas out there trying to find her own greatness. And if you need some advice or guidance regarding your own personal growth while tackling motherhood, please email me at keepyourcoolmama@gmail.com. Love you guys.